Okay, so we're getting a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with a script by Quentin Tarantino and directed by David Fincher, which follows the continuing adventures of Cliff Booth.
The last time we seen him, it was 1969. Now we're going to get Cliff.
He was carried away in a stretcher. It's the last we saw of him. That's kind of an interesting way to jump off of that.
Thank you, QT, obviously our favorite director here, for giving the world this. All of us, especially in a reality in 2025 when Zendaya exists.
Yeah.
We all want that Kill Bill Volume 3, which we may never get, because we always thought QT was going to be very protective of his scripts. We haven't had a written by Quentin Tarantino officially since True Romance. Like, we have From Dusk Till Dawn, we have a few Sin City, we have like a lot of the quiet rewrites that he did, but this is literally just going to say written by Quentin Tarantino, but not directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
And who knows how many scripts he has sitting there. So I'm thrilled that we're getting this with a tandem like Fincher, right?
Yeah.
Because Fight Club is a goated movie up there for sure.
Yeah.
But it's really going to be interesting in what is the take. Is he going to give a Fincher take, or is he going to say, well, this is kind of what I would feel like Quentin Tarantino would want to do?
Yeah, no, I don't think Quentin Tarantino would want that at all. No, I don't think I'm glad he's given off his scripts. I've been wanting this for a while.
You called it. I remember. If we pull it up, you called this.
I don't think Quentin's not going to want anybody to do an impression of him, and David Fincher is not going to want to do an impression of anybody else.
No.
These are two of the greatest directors, filmmakers of our lifetimes. So jumping off with a different director gives it a whole other vibe, and the way I would equate it is the way Michael Keaton's character popped up from Jackie Brown. He popped up in Out of Sight.
Oh, yes.
As the same character.
Yes, that's right.
So I think it's going to be one of those kinds of deals.
Okay.
Where it can just go into another movie, basically. And it'll be, I'm sorry, it's going to have, QT's dialogue. But Fincher can do dialogue. He did Aaron Sorkin, right?
Right.
So I think he can handle it just fine. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of a take he does. But I think Fincher's got kind of a real cutty style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gets lots of coverage and it cuts a lot. Quentin is more like a one-shot kind of guy, and he likes minimal amount of coverage. So I'm interested to see how it plays. But I do hope that we're going to get to see Cliff Booth becoming a director, because that's what happens in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood novelization.
In the novelization, right?
Yeah.
And look, if you read the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood book, we know Cliff Booth has a little bit of a dark background.
Right.
Right? We just seen how he handled the hippies. But
right.
There's people that got handled before.
Right. You see him take out the hippies in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but if you read the novelization, that wasn't the first time he a bunch of people.
Right.
And that's after the war. We're not even counting the war.
So there's a dark side that, Fincher may be perfect to explore that.
When a different director takes over a sequel of a movie, it becomes a different movie.
Yeah.
And I think you remember back in the day when sometimes you'd watch the sequel to something and you're like, why does this feel different? I don't know why. Yeah. And it was because they had a different director, right?
Right.
It just gives it a different vibe. So I think he understands that enough to put that it's going to put it in a different universe. It's going to put it in a different reality. And, he's just cinema savvy. He gets that.
Yeah.